Hey everybody, how's it going? Good morning. Trying to correct my light source. Someone let me know you're here. Give me a hashtag live so I can say hey to you. Let me know where you're calling in from or where you're joining in from. I'm Dr. Cindy Stark. I'm so happy to come in here with you guys today and talk about self-sabotage and how to stop it in its tracks. Let me know who's here with me so I can get started. Hey, Hannah, yay, okay, I can get started. It's so good to see you, Hannah. How are you doing this morning? All right, we got 5 people joining. Hey, I'm Dr. Cindy Stark. Thank you, Natalie. Hey, Jenny. Hey, Virginia. Okay, Virginia, just come back. That is no problem. This is going to be here. Sheila, Melissa, hey. This is going to be here live in the group forever, I think. I don't think it ever really goes away. And so you guys just come on back in and watch the live. Or just do a hashtag replay when you have to watch it. It's going to be the same content either way. So I'm here to talk to you guys today about how self-sabotage really is coming from a place in our subconscious mind that is here to protect us, believe it or not. And sometimes we're wondering how in the world could self-sabotage protect us, because I have all these goals that I want to have in my life, all these things I want to do, and I just can't seem to get it done. Who has done anything like that? And it looks catastrophic from the outside that, you know, all your plans are going astray and amok, but it's actually here to serve you, and it's kind of coming from childhood trauma and some behaviors that we can't stop until we actually know how to train our brain. And that's what I'm here for. I learned how to do it finally after 30 years of working on myself, and at age 51 I finally learned it, and I said, please, hey Stacy, please let me help some people not take 30 years and literally tens of thousands of dollars and countless hours in psychologists' offices doing absolutely nothing to stop the behavior that I was so desperately trying to get away from. And what I'm here to do today is just to create some awareness around what's causing the self-sabotage, so you can understand why you do it, and you can offer yourself some grace and not get into this thing that I call a shame spiral, because a shame spiral is no good for anybody. It can keep you stuck and paralyzed. Hey Janice, it's so good to see everybody today, my goodness. So I don't know if any of y'all have ever watched Tony Robbins talk. I will link it after this live is over in the comments. Hey Pat. And it's a really good watch. It is an hour, so you need to dedicate some time to it. But it's all about the 4 top human needs. And I'm going to kind of go through this about 3 times through the talk, because it's something I really want to drive home. So if any of y'all are note takers, it would really be great for you to what I do, and I don't know if I'm the only one that does this, but I take notes and I put them on little sticky notes. And I put, and you can literally come to my house right now and you can ask my kids, because they're on these places right now. And I put 1 in my car, because I'm in my car a lot. I like to drive a lot. And I put 1 in my doctor's coat so I can see it, stick it on my patient list every morning so I can see it through the day, anything that's important to me. And then 1 on my bathroom mirror. And sometimes 1 even in the kitchen, but definitely 3 all the time, sometimes 4. And so things that I want to ponder as the day goes on, because sometimes y'all, you have an idea of something that you really want to learn, or you really want to kind of gel into your mind. But if you don't think about it and keep it up close and personal in your frontal lobe, you just kind of forget about it as the day goes on. So I do myself and my brain a favor, and I remind myself. And the best one's in my car, because I think I never just sit in my bathroom for more than 5 minutes, kitchen for more than a few minutes, but car, dude, sometimes I can be in my car for 3 hours a day. So what I want you to write on your notes is the top 4 human needs that we are all meeting, whether we know it or not. And this comes from a Tony Robbins talk. Again, I'm going to put it in the comments. Number 1 is love and connection. Number 2 is significance. We all want to feel significant in our lives. Number 3 is variety. You don't know if any of y'all like surprise parties, or having someone tell you, hey, we're going on a trip, and all you gotta do is pack your bags, and it's just like so exciting. And then because God has a sense of humor, the 4th one is safety and stability. So there are no surprises. So we both need safety and unsafety, or that's kind of funny to me, but isn't that the truth? I mean, you want to feel like you're definitely going to always have a roof over your head, and you need some things to be stable, but you love to have that excitement too. And then the other two, sometimes we humans don't get to it because we're so busy, stuck in this cycle of sabotaging ourselves on those top 4 that are so incredibly important. And the other two are, if we get to this enlightened stage in our life, we have number 5 is growth, and number 6 is contribution. So a lot of these things will get messed up because of childhood trauma that we go through, okay? And I want y'all to know that it's just a known fact that 95% of our belief systems are developed by the time we are 7 years old. And so can you just imagine the belief systems that we have going on in our mind? It's not anything that we're creating as a grown-up, so to speak. It's just things that got into our minds when we were tiny toddlers, and we were just sponges. So the prime directive of the subconscious mind is to follow that easiest pattern that makes those belief systems true. And if you learn that people around you aren't safe, that's what I learned. I learned early on that that people around me weren't safe, and they were going to hurt me, unfortunately. And if you want to go listen to that story, I don't feel like going through it again today, but in my other 4 lives that I've done, I've pinned them under announcements in my group, so please go back and catch up on all that. I'm going to try to get through today's live without crying like I've done 2 of the last 4 times, because I just really want to be here with passion, and I want to tell you what I have on my mind, but I don't want to get so wrapped up in my own emotions that I can't get my words out, okay? So if you want to hear about my childhood trauma, you can go back on the first live that I've done. It's in the announcements. And so I learned from an early age that people were not safe. So what my subconscious did is it created emotional distance between me and the most important people in my life to keep me safe. And what had happened is that you're going to find people that are unavailable to you, so that you don't have to be close to people, and so you don't have to have that wound revisited of people are unsafe and you get hurt. So there's a lot of trauma and abuse that we me too, Jenny, goes on with us between ages of 0 to 7. And what happens is that if you are having that stress in your body, it literally bathes your brain in cortisol. And so you're learning from an early age to make decisions in a cortisol laced and marinated and saturated brain. So what happens when you get older, if you don't have some sort of chaos in your life, you're creating it so that you create the chaos if it's not already there, so that you can make decisions, because you're only able to make decisions in a cortisol bath. So you're going to do whatever you can as an older person. I keep using the word grown up. Hey, Michelle, to actually make that chaos so we can then bathe our brains back in that cortisol so we can make decisions, because that's how we learn to make decisions from a very early age. And the what that cortisol level does, it puts you into fight or flight. Or you can also have faint and freeze. Has anyone ever heard of faint and freeze? Faint is when you just get so overwhelmed. You ever hear people having a nervous breakdown? Have you ever had a nervous breakdown? And they just they faint, or they freeze and they just don't do anything. They're just paralyzed in inactivity. And so some of the things that I learned, again, were that men weren't safe and that I'm unworthy. And so I proved that belief system true over and over and over again as I grew up. And what we think happens is that we are bringing in information with our eyes, and we're seeing the truth. But what actually happens is that it will bypass your thinking brain, go through that filter, which I have talked about every time I come in here. And so for more information on that, go a couple of lives back on the reticular activating system. And that is our filtering system that gets filtered and deleted and generalized, so that it makes whatever you are seeing in your life only match up through the filter with what is stored back there in those belief systems. And so you're actually seeing a completely distorted view of the world. So just imagine if your filtering system says, I'm not worthy and men aren't safe. And there's all kinds of things in there's all kinds of safe men around and all kinds of worthy things that you're doing in your life. All that stuff is going to be deleted or generalized and distorted, and the only thing that's going to match up with your filtering system that makes it into your eyes so you can actually think about it are the things that match up with that really messed up filtering system. And so what I have created, and I'm the designer of a program, it's a 12-week transformational health program, and it starts with the mindset, and it's how to get rid of that gunk in that filter so that you're actually seeing life for what it really is, and cleaning up that lens in your eyes so you can see the truth instead of unintentionally messing up everything in your life so that it matches that distorted belief system. So I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes or so trying to flip self-sabotage on its head, because I want everyone to know that it's here to support us and it's here to serve you. The subconscious is always here to support us. You've just been making bad decisions from this highest state of your mind of trying to meet these 4 main human needs. Again, love and connection, significance, variety, and then safety and stability, okay? And 1 or 2, in my experience, what I've learned is that 1 or 2 of those are running your life. For me, the need for significance and state and safety were the ones running my life. So like, it wasn't enough that I went and got, I was the first person in my family to go to college. I still didn't feel significant enough with that bachelor's degree, so I went and got an MD, and then an MD wasn't enough, so I'm like, oh, well, let me go get a PhD in bacterial genetics. And then like, I wanted to be in a marathon. Well, I couldn't stop at a marathon. I had to do an Ironman triathlon, so it was 17 hours of an endurance event. And then that wasn't enough. Then I had to write a book about it. And I'm just creating all this chaos in my life. And again, extreme emotional distance, because also at my core needs was that people aren't safe. And so I pulled people away from me because I just kept myself so busy. And I didn't mean to do that. And it wreaked havoc in my marriage. Hurt people, and I did so much damage in my marriage in the first 7 years, 3 to 7 years, that and it's just a miracle that we're still together. But you have to realize that I have gone through so much self-sabotage in my own life. I am my own best client. I am constantly working on myself. I would say I spend 75% of my life sometimes working on myself. I do tons of work on my subconscious mind. I'm here. My goal in life is to learn how this brain works, and not only figure it out for myself, but then figure it out so that I can help other people. Again, because I don't want anyone going through the havoc and the chaos that I've gone through. So why do most of us not meet our goals? Well, it's because the subconscious is running 96% of the show. And all we have access is to this little tiny 4% that's right here in the front of our brain, known as our frontal lobe, okay? And, you can will yourself to death. You can write affirmations. You can try to write down motivations and different things. But as soon as you get sick, or your kids get sick, or you have to move, or if somebody loses a job, your gestalts will fill up and you'll revert right back to your old behaviors and lose all that momentum. So it's only so long that the 4% of your brain can actually carry you. The 96% is always going to win, because how could 4% ever even compete against 96% anyway? So the 4% is your conscious brain, what you're aware of, and the other 96% is what's running the show. So long-lasting change is always going to be accomplished by utilizing this breadth and just expansiveness, just this into the majestic, unbelievable expanse of capabilities that are in our subconscious mind. And if you're trying to meet your needs from your subconscious mind, you're going to self-sabotage, because it's the wiring gets messed up. And I just want y'all to know that life is not meant to be this hard. You just got to learn to work your brain. It was the very first thing that was created when we were created as humans. The brain was the very first thing that got created. And so, God worked it out that way, and but we need to learn how to work it. Instead of it running the show, we need to run it. We literally can go in and rewire and reprogram exactly how it works. And it's just so exciting. And in my program, it's so exciting to watch some of my clients just coming alive for the first time ever. I mean, I have one, she's in her 30s, and one is she's in her 50s. And they're on the call right now. I know this isn't a call, but they're on the presentation right now. So if y'all just want to come back later and just say how my program has changed your life. But one of them are standing up in ways that she never has stood up before, and making her own doctor's appointment, standing up to her husband. And the other one is finally reconnecting with this passion of dancing that she had as a little girl. And, you know, divorce and life and loss and mother being sick has taken her away from her passion, and she's reconnecting with that. And she is literally coming to life, like just watching a butterfly coming out of a cocoon. It's just an amazing thing. And if you do become one of my clients, we go through piece by piece through your whole entire background, and we see all the different influences that have wreaked havoc in your life, and we clear everything that has happened that's making you have this big chasm in between what you know you want and what you're capable of getting. And so again, a belief system is a person, place, thing, or event coupled with a deep emotion that made you decide something really strong about yourself and about the world. And I'm not saying that there's anything negative about, I mean, they don't have to be positive or negative. They can be both. There's no judgment here. But the things that we go through create such a deep, impressionable link in our brain. How many of you guys remember a time when you just got embarrassed, like when you were in elementary school? I know I got in trouble when I was in 3rd grade, and I got sent to the hallway, and I learned it wasn't safe to speak my mind, because anytime I spoke up, I felt like I got in trouble. And I will never forget some of those times sitting out there in the hallway by myself. And when I do want to tell you guys, when you're setting intentions and motivations and something that you want to have in your life, it's not enough just to write the affirmations out. Your subconscious loves working with all your 5 senses. So the more that you can, I close my eyes and I just envision whatever it is that I want in life. And I see my clients get amazing results. And I hear their compliments, and I can feel their excitement and their energy in their face light up. And then I actually can taste it and smell it, okay? And when you have all 5 of your senses involved, and when you visualize, your goals are going to be accomplished 100 times faster, and you'll be able to manifest what you want in your life. So there's a way to get what you want in your life, but unfortunately, and I don't know how this happened, but people just say, I think it started with that guy, what was his name, Gary Smalley or Jack Smalley on Saturday Night Live, where all he did was just say things over and over again. He didn't couple it with any of the actual yeah, Janice, exactly. She had to bring a pair of socks for a friend, and she was scared. Yeah, that age between 5 and 7 is so crucial. I mean, things will just get like locked in place, but we can get them unlocked, okay? So again, I want y'all to know that to have integrity in your body and to get the kind of life and health and dreams and fitness and everything that you want in life, you have to have this wholeness. And what disease is literally dis-ease, where there's an uncoupling of your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. And because the trauma is stored at a cellular level, you are literally split in your body when the trauma has happened, and it's stuck in there. And until you get that trauma out, you literally can't integrate the 2 parts of your body and have whole health. You know, how many of y'all know the chakras, the 7 energy centers that are in your body? It's like if your chakras aren't aligned and you don't get into total alignment, it's like you're trying to drive a car and everything's working great in the car, but there's one wheel that's turned off. And can you just imagine like one wheel on your car being off? The whole entire thing would implode probably. I mean, or you're just going to have an accident. So that's what running your life is like without getting control of your subconscious mind. So if you're tired, if you're confused, if you're lethargic, if you're not getting what you want in your life, it's coming from your subconscious mind and a faulty wiring there that can be easily fixed. And what happens if you don't fix it is that part of you is going in one direction and part of you is going in the other direction. and you literally can wear yourself out because one part is trying to meet your core needs, and the other part isn't going in the whole other direction with these patterns of behavior. But I don't want y'all to think that if you've been having these patterns of behavior that's not getting you where you want to go in life, that there's anything to be guilty or ashamed of. The last thing I want is for you to be in a shame cycle and shaming yourself all over yourself, okay? Because here's what I know. When a gestalt of guilt fills up and it runs over into shame, guilt vibrates at 30 megahertz vibration, okay? And shame vibrates at 20 megahertz of vibration. And death starts occurring in the body at 25 megahertz. So you literally will be shaming and guilting yourself to death if you let guilt and shame run your body, okay? You have to have a vibrant health, and that's going to be vibrating much higher, okay? This is almost at the death level. So if you feel guilt or shame, please reach out to me, okay? We have to get you out of that, because how I see it is like it's literally dragging you into the ground. You know, when we die, we kind of return to the earth. And that is literally dragging you to the ground because the vibration is so low. And if you don't fix this, all right, in your subconscious wiring, you're going to go right back to your baseline comfort zone where it's safe to be. And all I know is that there's no place right now that you can be except for right here and right now, and your willingness to do the work. And so if you're ready to do the work, I want you to go over to my, I know you're already in my Facebook group, but go to my website, therealdrcindy.com, and just look around there. Again, I usher you hand in hand to go through into the next phase of your life, because most of my women and men that come to me have been trying to figure out their life for decades. They've gone through so much trial and turmoil. They've gone to so much training, so many psychologists. They've read so many books. It's like you can't read another book. I call books shelf help instead of self-help, because most of the time you just get a book, you read it, it sounds all great, but then it just sits on your shelf. You have to have someone in there to pull those truths out of that book and see how it relates to you and your life, and hold a container and a space for healing. Otherwise, you literally can't see. It will be like trying to do heart surgery on yourself. You can have all the skills in the world, and it's all this head knowledge, but you can't operate on your own heart. I mean, you have to have someone that's been there before and done that, and you can turn decades into days, and you can completely, literally within the snap of a finger, change everything in your life and move mountains. It's just an amazing to see. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my program. So first, we heal the influences, which are purple persons, places, or things that have created a strong emotion in your body. And then after we clear the influences, then we clear emotions. And I want y'all to know that emotions are the way that we communicate with ourselves. You cannot shut your emotions down, or you ruin your self-trust. Strong people cry. I think in America, so many of us have been told that that's a sign of weakness. I know I moved my daughter into college Sunday night, and within 15 minutes on the road, she called me crying, and I was crying too, actually. And her dad said, "Don't cry, just stay busy, just hang all the pictures up on your wall." And I said, "No, Jessica, cry. I'm crying. You know, your mom is crying." I'm like, "Just cry. It's okay. Feel all the feels." And then work through it. And then once you get rid of all the tears, those emotions that you're feeling are the way that your body is trying to communicate with you. So if you just repress them down, like, nope, not going to cry, nope, not going to be sad, I'm going to start putting up pictures on the wall, then you're telling yourself that what you're feeling doesn't matter, and that couldn't be further from the truth. And so I don't want you to keep telling yourself that you're not valuable. If you're emotional, that's okay. God made you exactly how you were supposed to be made. And there's something that you have gone through and that's created an emotional feeling in you that's going to be used for someone else's benefit. And if you don't get in touch with your emotions, you're not going to be able to help someone else. And the most important person is to help yourself first, so that you can help other people. But you can't be playing by someone else's playbook. So I just want you to trust yourself, because you were built, that's right, Jenny, strong people cry. You were built for right here and right now. And some people aren't ready to do the work to get healing so that they can see life as it truly is, and that's okay. I'm going to keep coming in here and do my best to just help give you an availability and an awareness to a part of your body, meaning your subconscious brain, that you probably didn't know about before. But I just want you to know that you can heal, and it does not take forever. You don't have to sit on a therapist's couch for, 10 more years, or spend, tens of thousands of dollars, and so much lost. I think about it, lost wages. What's the real cost of not getting healing? Lost wages, not being present for your family. There are so many people that cannot put their feet right where they are right now and be present for their family. They're just so busy numbing themselves out with different things. And it's, what are we, what I see. I mean, I know I'm a very unique individual, because I see people, probably sometimes up to 10 people a week on their deathbeds, and I know most people don't see that, and I've thought about it before. Why did God make me a doctor? Why did he put that in my brain and in my heart? And I think about all the things that I hear on people's deathbed, because I get to talk to a lot of people right as they're dying. And I never hear anyone saying that they wish that they would have worked a little bit more, or that they would have scrolled more on Facebook, or that they would have drank a little bit more alcohol to numb themselves out. And I never hear people say, I wish I just would have bought a few more useless pieces of furniture and had to work, so many years to try to get the money to buy that. What they want is experiences with their family, the people that are important to them. And we're here and we're alive. It's like so amazing and magical and wonderful that we are actually here alive on this earth right now, in this galaxy, in this day and age, and you have people around you. And I mean, y'all tell me if you have something else in your life that you want, but most people, when they are actually nearing the end, they gather all their loved ones around them, and even if they can just hold their loved ones' hands, play a game of cards. I played a game of cards with my son the other night. We played gin rummy, and then I went to my daughter's apartment, and we made anti-inflammatory smoothies for clear skin and clear face. I mean, like, just being there for people. So many people can't do that because they can't have enough access to their life to actually be the one in control of running their life. If something else is running their programs, and it's keep you busy, because people aren't safe. Let me have variety. Well, and again, now that I'm the driver of my own life, I have variety by taking sometimes weekly vacations, not vacations that even cost a dime, but just going somewhere and doing something, experiencing something new, not wreaking havoc in my marriage and in my other important relationships by putting very destructive variety in my life that way. I don't do that anymore. Now I know when I'm doing that, and I stop that shit in its tracks, and I go and do something healthy and wholesome that builds me up, and there's all kinds of places. I moved to this part of the state of Georgia so that I can be right near the Appalachian Trail and near the Lanier Canoe and Kayaking venue, so that there's just variety around me all the time. I've learned the coolest thing in the world that I think I did, and this was subconscious, but I love it, is that I went to medical school at Emory, and now I'm practicing here at Northeast Georgia Health System, Northeast Georgia Medical Center, and the variety of ethnicities of people in both of those places. We used to have intercultural dinner nights, and now I'm on the intercultural department over here at my kids' school, and we just have variety, all the foods and all the costumes and all the hair and everything of people from, I think we have 13 countries at my kids' school now represented there. And so you can learn to start meeting your human needs in ways that don't also cause you a ton of guilt and shame and destruction. So anyway, I'm sorry, I just got off track. But after we clear the influences, and then we clear the emotions, then you clear your belief systems in my program. And then and only then is your reticular activating system completely clear, so you can actually experience something different on the outside than what you've been experiencing. because again, you can't meet your core needs with just dealing with that 4%. You have to have access to your whole entire brain so that you can meet everything in the way that you need to meet it. And then what other coaches and other programs try to do is they try to fix or heal your belief systems by changing something. You don't believe this into something that you do believe. But when you don't clear the reticular activating system first, you can feel really good for maybe 20 minutes, maybe 2 weeks after someone helps you with your belief systems. But the minute that you go through your life, and it literally it takes somewhere between 20 minutes and 2 weeks, your body is going to go through and see every way that what that person just taught you is bullcrap and is untrue, and it's going to show you every single way that you have screwed up and every way that it's not true. Since 1985, or however old it is that you are, I started making some really terrible decisions when I went back in 1985. So that's my go-to time. All the different counselings and therapy and treatment modalities and transformational health programs were never cleared my reticular activating system. So it just went right back and showed me how all that stuff was untrue. And then I just kept on repeating the bad habits over and over and over again. And I just want you to know that reticular activating system is not only made of your parental program, but also your society programming, your religious programming, your environmental programming, your academic programming. There's just so much in there that we can easily get rid of. And it's so exciting to actually see life for the first time with your lenses unfogged, and seeing what things are really like instead of what your distorted brain is trying to make you think that they're like. So again, I just want you to know that all of this is going to be coming from a place of healing yourself and honoring yourself so you can build self-trust, and there's nothing more important than that. So if you think that you're ready, I'm going to put the link down below to talk to someone on my team. You just go to therealdrcindy.com/apply, and we're going to figure out if you're ready for the true healing to give you the life that you were meant to have. And if you're not ready, that's okay too. It's my commitment and my honor and my promise to you that I'm going to keep coming in here every Tuesday at 10 just to help give you bits of information so that you can at least start having the awareness. You can have some of the tools and tricks so that you can start on your own. And then when you're ready for a one-on-one custom experience to just literally turn decades into days and get you that life that you want and stop screwing around and killing yourself in the process, I'm here for that too. I'm not going anywhere. I love you guys. Next Tuesday, I'm talking about perfectionism. Ask me how I know about that, and I think that some other people probably suffer with that too, and how that's keeping you think that it's keeping you safe, but it's really screwing up your chances of happiness. So that's what I'm going to be talking about next week. And I hope y'all have a great rest of the day. I love you guys, and again, if you want to talk to someone on our team, the link will be below. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.